So greetings, it's Mike from livemyassoff.com, and here at Gateway 17 in Detroit, the first ever, it's certainly not the first ever conference that Alibaba has held, but I believe it is certainly the largest so far in the US. Alibaba is obviously starting to get a lot of traction as well as visibility in the US. Many people have known about them as AliBaba.com, which is the website you go to when you want cheap stuff made in China, or inexpensive stuff that you can then resell in the US. But Alibaba Holdings is much more than just that. They have a film producing company. They have Alipay, Aliyun, which is basically Ali Cloud. And honestly, if I were to make a prediction, I would say that they're simply going to follow in the wild success of Amazon, because arguably they're larger. They certainly do more business in the sense that they do more transactions. They move more inventory. They do make more profit as they don't put all of it back into the business, much like the culture of Amazon is. I believe they work on like 2 to 3% margins, which is a different business model than certainly Alibaba.com, Tmall, and Taobao. So it's pretty exciting to be here, actually, and it's interesting because registration opens at 1 p.m. Literally nothing goes on until 5 p.m. when there's the keynote. They're sold out, and there's a part of me that just wants to stay here and see like how long the line actually gets at like about 4 o'clock, right before the keynote when everyone's registering or getting their badges. So anyway, it's an exciting time, and honestly, it reminds me of the first time I went to AWS reInvent in Las Vegas. It was AWS's, Amazon Web Services, their cloud's first conference, and nothing short of spectacular. For a first year show, it was amazing. They had, it was like a world-class show. It was over 10,000 attendees, and so I don't know how many people are going to be attending this one. I'm not in the media, and so therefore statistics they don't necessarily share. I have a feeling that during a keynote, usually that's a number they share. Hey, this is our first one, and there's over 3,500 of you, or whatever. And I'm really interested in that number because I have a feeling even next year, and certainly by 2020, we'll look back, or I will look back, I don't know what you'll do, but I'll look back and be like, oh my God. Because I can tell you, I remember being at the first VMWorld that was in San Diego, and that was, a couple thousand people, and at the time, again, the technology wasn't as robust as it is now, by any means. And so, I left there thinking, oh yeah, this virtualization thing may catch on. And now it's the only reason there are clouds, because of virtualization technology. So anyway, I'm just checking in, got my badge, all set, ready to go, and I will be basically relaxing, which is good because my overnight flight afforded me about 2 hours of sleep, and then I just got about 2 hours of sleep at the hotel. I want to say a big thank you to Holiday Inn Express and Suites, because I don't think I've ever checked in that early. I mean, early check-in is like, oh yeah, you can get here at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon or whatever, or maybe even noon. But I got there at 6:45 in the morning, and they were like, oh, yes, sir, your room's ready. So I was like, you're my hero. So that was awesome. And at the end of the day, it's a holiday in the United States, so it's absolutely adequate. It's a known quantity, it's reliable, and the customer service around here, just in general, is fantastic. I had a great conversation with basically the bellman, or the doorman at this hotel across the way, where the bottom floor, or it used to be a firehouse, and he said, yeah, it remained vacant for years, and so the bottom floor is a restaurant and like cool meeting rooms, and then the floors above it are hotels called Foundation. And so anyway, so that was really great, and the guy over there it was just awesome. Everyone I've interfaced with is very pleasant, great customer service, and to be fair, it's not like that would surprise me. It's not like we're exactly in the Midwest, I guess. We're certainly in the Eastern time zone. But my experience living in St. Louis was that the people from the Midwest are awesome, very friendly, and just really personable. And they love to chat, and they love to listen, and they love to help, and they're good people, if you will. So anyway, that's been my experience here for a second time in 12 months coming to Detroit. So might want to put it on your list. I don't know if you necessarily come here to vacation, but I got to tell you, it's a lot of exciting stuff happening here, just in general. But specifically to today and tomorrow, it's Gateway 17. So it's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com saying, I hope you're living the dream, because if you're not living the dream, you are not at Gateway 17.